Good morning. It's Monday morning at 9:20 and I am in my car. That is an hour and 10 minutes before my doctor's appointment, but I did not want to sit in my house anymore. So I came out here to get in the car. I've got my water bottle and I've got my caffeine. I was not going to eat anything. I know that y'all, those of you who are considered to be overweight, maybe do the same thing that I do. But I know they're going to weigh me at the doctor's office, so I don't want to eat anything or drink anything before I go in there. But my appointment is not until 10:30, and if I don't drink this caffeine, I'm going to have a headache. So I'm drinking the soda, but I brought the crackers, and I'm like, I'm not eating these unless I have to. Like, this is a package of crackers that I think is going to make me gain, I don't know how much weight. Anyway, I've definitely lost weight since I've been to the doctor, maybe even like 10 or 12 pounds since I've been to the doctor. But I don't, like, I'm trying not to focus on any kind of numbers. That's why I don't even know how much I weigh. I haven't gotten on a scale, but we do have a scale in our house near the treadmill. And so a couple of weeks ago, I was like, when I moved my watch down, I had to tighten my watch up because it was falling off my wrist, and now it's loose even at the new one. But anyway, when I moved my watch down, and I think I told y'all maybe in a video that was a non-scale win is what they call it. I got on the scale down there and it was like in the middle of the day or even at night. And those of us who have been trying to lose weight our whole lives, we know the only time you weigh is first thing in the morning, right after you've peed, not wearing the smallest amount of clothes that you can, which upsets me that I have this hoodie on. I legitimately thought about not wearing the hoodie, but it's 57 degrees outside, which is not that cold, but the wind is also blowing. And so it's cool enough that I want the hoodie on. But yeah, I debated about it. Big people want to show up at the doctor's office wearing the minimum amount of clothing because we know we're going to have to get weighed. And we know that the doctors are going to tell us that every problem that we have and every ache that we have and every issue that we've ever thought about having is because we're overweight. Even though there are people who are not overweight who have some of the same issues, you cannot convince a doctor that they're not caused by you being overweight. So that's what I'm about to head into today. I have zero idea if that's what this doctor thinks. I have never met her before. I'm really just going in here because it's time. Here's your PSA. If you are over 45, I think, you need to be checking your colon. And so I'm not doing a colonoscopy. My previous doctor said that with my PTSD, it was not necessary for me to put myself through like being put to sleep, doing all the procedure, unless when I did one of the at-home tests, they found something. And then they would do the actual colonoscopy. But she was like, you don't need to do that. So I did the at-home test 3 years ago and everything was fine. And they said, you need to do it again in another 3 years. So it was time to do it. And I called the doctor's office and I was like, hey, I'm new. I just moved here. I need you to put a referral in for this at-home colon test. And she said, okay, but we need to see you before I can do that. Like, I need to establish care with you. So that's what this is. So all of the stress and all of my whole back is just as tight as it can possibly be right now. But that's my only thing right now. Like, I'm not freaking out as much as I usually do. I had a conversation recently with my friend who just said, at what point are you going to take back control of your body? Like, how long are you letting your mind control what you think about your body? And I was like, wow, okay. It was exactly what I needed to hear. So that is my morning. I am listening to soundtracks, which is also perfect because he's talking about broken soundtracks that you have in your life and things that you tell yourself over and over. That's what he's calling a soundtrack, like something that you say over and over to yourself. And there's some questions to ask about it. And one of the questions to ask about a soundtrack that you have in your life is it kind? I'm like, oh, yeah, the things that I tell myself are definitely not kind. So I already knew that was a problem. It's not like I just discovered, like, oh my gosh, I'm not kind to myself. No, I knew that for a long time. But anyway, I am reading soundtracks and I really like it. I didn't read another page last night after I said bye to y'all. I watched YouTube videos. I didn't go to sleep when I was supposed to, but I kind of knew that was going to happen. Sleep is one of the things that goes away when I have a doctor's appointment or when I get anxious about what's happening. So at the doctor's appointment today, we're going to go over some blood work, all the blood work that I had in a vlog a couple weeks ago. And then we're going to get that referral that I need. And then I just want to ask about my desk situation. Like, is there a perfect height or a perfect level that the desk should be? And where my keyboard should be? This is probably not a doctor question. I could probably just Google this. But to remove the shoulder and the back pain, neck up into my neck that I have from my hand on the computer / keyboard. So that's it. That's all I want to talk to her about. And we'll see what she says. I'm very happy. The blood work came in. I'm very happy about my sugar levels. I have done a really good job of not completely avoiding sugar, but eating it very sparingly. And so we will see what she has to say about all of that. But hopefully there are some things in my blood work that are still high. So hopefully if she has things to say about the stuff that's high, we're also going to talk about the things that are good. I need her to give me a compliment sandwich. Okay, that's it. I'm going. I got to stop talking to y'all and actually go, but I'm going. And I will check in after the doctor's appointment. Doctor's appointment is over. Wait, no. Yes, okay. I got my microphone on here. I'm driving to get Laura, and so we can go to lunch. She works right across the street from a Potbelly sandwich shop. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but we're going to go there to Potbelly to have sandwiches, and I don't know what else I'm going to eat, but I'm going to eat. And I finally feel like eating something for the first time in a couple of days, but that's what we're going to do today. And as far as the doctor goes, like, y'all know that I love to overshare with y'all too many things about my life. So if you don't want to hear stuff about the doctor, don't listen. It's not anything bad, but you know, I don't know what people's thresholds are. And I also don't want to like trigger people because I know sometimes what my thresholds are. So anyway, my numbers for my A1C, which is your levels of the glucose that you have in your system over the past 3 months, like it does a 3-month, I don't know, average or something. Anyway, they do that with a blood test. It'll go back and pick the last 3 months of your, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But anyway, that number is very low. Fantastic. Not like low, where it needs to be. Much lower than it was 6 months ago when I had my blood work done, which means not only have I not been eating as much sugar, but I've been moving my body more and processing my glucose better than I was before. She is going to watch it, and if it remains this low for my next 6-month blood work checkup, then I am going to half my medication that I'm taking right now, which I'm already taking a really low dose of the meds, but I take it twice a day. And so we're going to half that down to just once a day. Second thing, my bad cholesterol is high. It is okay high for normal people, but for diabetic people, they want their cholesterol to be even lower than the normal range. That is what she told me. They want it to be under 70, and mine is like 120 something. So she wants me to start taking medicine for it. Now, I am very leery of medicines because I just want my body to do things. But my body is 48 years old, and I have not always treated it kindly. So I'm going to take medicine to make it be right. I'm supposed to turn onto Trap Road. This is Maple Road, not where I'm trying to go. Also, y'all, the leaves out here are beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's so pretty. I love it so much. Okay, maybe this is Trap Road. I've been here where Laura works multiple times, and still my brain is like, this is not it. I don't think this is it, but it's in this area. Anyway, the doctor wants me to start taking I think I accidentally found it. Okay, doesn't matter. The doctor wants me to start taking those medicines for the cholesterol. The good cholesterol that's good for you, we need to be higher than it is. And the way that increases and the way I make it higher is by, I'm at the wrong place, but I'm going to stop here and tell y'all, and then I'm going to go get her. By cardio. Cardio increases the good cholesterol that we need to get higher. So mine is low. She wants it to get up higher by doing cardio. Well, then we had to have a whole discussion how I've been walking 3 miles twice a week, but my heart rate goes up. But when I get like on a treadmill or on any kind of cardio machine at the gym, as soon as my heart rate starts to go up, my brain goes, oh my gosh, you're dying. And then I start having a panic attack. The last probably 3 panic attacks I've had have all been cardio workout related. So I really need to work on that. To which she said, and have you been to counseling? I said yes, and I explained about the EMDR therapy that I did for the original like trauma stuff. And she said, here you go. Behavioral health consultation. She said, this woman is in this place. She's at the doctor, which will be fantastic. Like when I meet with her, I'll be in the doctor's office. And so she takes care of like everything together. It says mind, body, and behavior. So I will be calling her today and making an appointment. Her name is Kelly, right? Yes. So I will be meeting with her, making an appointment with her, going and chatting with her. And the doctor's like, you can do the first one in person and then you might be able to do it online after that. So we'll see. That doesn't exactly matter to me one way or the other. I prefer it in person actually. But there we go. That's another one of my goals that's about to be off the list. I just have to call and make an appointment and that goal is done. I don't have to show up for the appointment. Okay, the other thing is I have blue eyes. They're kind of blue-green, but I have light colored eyes and I'm white. And the lady said, yeah, you need to be going to the dermatologist already if you have blue eyes and white skin. And so I was like, okay, I need a referral to the dermatologist. So she did that. She said I need to wait 2 days and then I can call them. So dermatology I can go to in 2 days or schedule it in 2 days. Everything else is up to date. Everything is done. I did get my colon test. Well, actually, she put in for it. I've got to pick it up when I get my cholesterol medication. So I'm starting a new medication that always makes me a little bit worried, but she said there are no side effects to this medication that mess with your heart. So I was like, okay, because I said to her, like, I can't have my heart rate spiking and doing all kinds of things, especially not this week when Ron's not home to either talk me down or take me somewhere. I would really be freaking out. She's like, you're fine. So I am going to call both of these locations today. Once I get home and get everything settled, I will call and schedule my therapist appointment and I will call and schedule, well, I can't call today for the dermatologist. So I'll put it in my calendar for 2 days from now to call and get that scheduled. And then in 3 months, she wants me to do blood work again to make sure that the cholesterol medication is working, like see how it's working. So I'm going to start taking it probably tomorrow, maybe tonight. I don't know when I'm supposed to take it, day or night, but I'll start taking it either tonight or tomorrow. And then she will check my blood in 3 months. So that's pretty much it. She says, you know, most of my stuff is mental in my head. Y'all, they weighed me when I got there. And y'all know we had that whole discussion. I ate a package of crackers. I drank my whole Diet Dr. Pepper and I drank a little bit of this. I also had my hoodie on. And still, oh, also genius. They weigh you in kilograms. So for those people who don't know the conversion, I'm not going to say it right here because for people like me, once it's stuck in your head, you can't get over it. So it's stuck in my head and I knew, well, I didn't know immediately, but I paid attention to the little kilograms number, which I love that it's so much lower, but then I went in there on my calculator and I did the conversion rate, which again is in my head. It's in my head because weights, like that you lift weights, are a lot of times in kilograms and you have to know, but that relates to this many pounds. So anyway, so I've memorized the conversion. So anyway, I did it and that weight that's on there, that number that's on there that I try not to pay attention to, is the lowest that number has been since I gave birth to my first child 21 years ago. 21 years ago. And I was wearing my hoodie and I had eaten crackers and a drink. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so there's good news all around except like perhaps I need to work on the cholesterol situation that I can't apparently have any control over. So the medication is going to help with that. And that's what I need to remind myself, is that medication and doctors are just tools in my toolkit to help me live life. And that is what I'm going to keep telling myself. I am loving soundtracks. It is exactly the book that I needed on the day that I was going to the doctor, and I didn't even know it. But it has been so good about the things that you say to yourself and the way that you talk to yourself, and having soundtracks from other people. And I have so many things that I want to talk about with this book, but that's going to have to be later because I'm ready to eat. So I got to go get Laura. Anyway, I'll see y'all at least after Potbelly, probably. I think I might just go straight to the gym. I really do not want to work out today. But one of the soundtracks is I will feel better after it's over. So I'm going to go do it. All right, lunch and then the gym. Okay. I hope that the rest of this week I'm not going to talk as much as I have today. But I just finished soundtracks. I also just left the gym and I didn't want to go, but I told myself that I would feel better when I left. And that's absolutely true. Although I'm having some stomach issues, which is probably like a coming down on the other side of the stress and anxiety I've been in for the last 2 days. So let me catch you up a little bit. I went to lunch with Laura at Potbelly, which was great. I had a turkey avocado wrap. Oh my gosh. Fresh avocado. I watched her slice it and put it on my wrap. Then with some lettuce and some kind of cheese on top of my turkey. I don't know. Anyway, it was great. And I ate the wrap. And then I was at the front and I was like, I really want a cookie. Did I really want a cookie, or did I just feel like you went to the doctor today, you should get a cookie? Like, that's working on things that I'm telling myself. So I was like, I'm going to get a cookie. And then I thought, I don't want to eat this whole cookie. It's huge. It was like this big. So I was like, if you get this cookie, you have to be okay with throwing away half of a cookie because you're not going to eat this whole cookie. I knew I would feel guilty, number one, if I ate the cookie, and I just didn't want all of that sugar in my body. So I was like, okay. So I ate half the cookie. I said to Laura, I'm not going to eat the rest of this cookie. I'm just going to throw it away. So if you want it, you can have it. And she said, no, I don't want it. I don't feel very good today anyway. So Laura has just flown back here. She was gone all weekend to Boston, and she flew back home and got here at like midnight last night, and then had to get up and go to work today and then do lunch with me. So she was tired, but we had a really good lunch and chatted about all the things, catching us up on everything that's going on with our kiddos. And then I went to the gym, but before I went to the gym, after I dropped Laura off, I was like, let me call and make an appointment for the therapist so that thing is done and I don't have to do that anymore. Wait, I can only go straight. That's what I want to do. Wow. I know how to get home from here. I don't need a GPS, but still my brain is like, are you sure you're in the right place? So I'll tell you what I'm going to do about my brain as well in just a second. But anyway, I called and the guy said, is this for an initial appointment or like coming back? And I was like, an initial appointment. And he said, okay, the closest appointment, the soonest appointment is tomorrow at 10 a.m., 9:15 or 10 a.m. And I said, can I come next week? To which he said, well, after tomorrow, the closest appointment is November 12th. And I was like, oh, I don't want to wait until November 12th. I mean, maybe I do, but I've got to drive back over there to that location to pick up my 2 prescriptions. And I was going to go back tonight, but I was like, I could schedule this appointment because they're in the same office building, the therapist and my doctor. And which is nice because that means the therapist I can give her permission to have my records, like all my doctor's notes and records and all that stuff, which is exactly what I want, since most of my anxiety, all of my anxiety, it has to do with medical stuff. She can actually see my stuff, that whatever my doctor is saying, and my doctor can see her notes. I think it's going to end up being great. But anyway, so I said, okay, I'll be there tomorrow morning. So now I have an appointment at 10 o'clock in the morning back at the same place where I was today to do my therapy intake. So this is turning into a very different week than I kind of thought it was. So I'll have to go home. It's not going to change a ton of my plans anyway, because I normally have Bible study from 9 to 11. And so that time frame now is just going to be taken up with the doctor, and I probably won't get back home till around 11:30ish or so. And then from there, we'll discuss what happens after that. But it just means that I don't have to drive back over there tonight and get my pills and stuff tonight, my new meds. So I think that that's everything except for soundtracks. So this book is so good. I like John Acuff. I've read Start, maybe Finish. I don't know. I think I read Start and Finish from him. He is a productivity coach, speaker, and public speaker. But I really like the ideas that he presents and the way he presents them. I used to listen to his podcast all the time too, back when my brain didn't think that podcasts were unproductive uses of my time, which maybe I'll deal with the therapist, but that is way down the list. So anyway, I have just always enjoyed the way he comes at things and the way he discusses them. And so I really liked his other books. I knew I would like this one as well. And I really did. And like I said, it was at the perfect moment because it is about the things that we tell ourselves. And I was thinking about that because he was talking about a woman who was going to get a job. She didn't go to college, but right out of high school, she was telling herself, like, I'm not good at math. I don't like math. I hate math, which I think a lot of people think the same thing. And so her very first job that she got was working on the payroll for this company. And she was like, I thought that I was going to be awful at it because I don't like math. I'm not good at math. And she loved the job and she was so good at it. And she said, what I realized was I am good with everyday math. I don't like the calculus and trigonometry and like the higher levels of math, like all of those thought processes that go into the second level of math other than just like basic math, basic algebra. And she said, I can do the everyday math, but I always told myself I was bad at math, so I didn't think I could do this job. So it's that kind of stuff, like the things that you repeat to yourself. And I have heard these principles over the years. I remember that when our kids were little and we would say like, oh, Wesley's the one that talks too much. Like Wesley talks too much. And I specifically remember having a conversation with Ron where I had just read or seen something like this. And I said, we're going to stop saying that. Like we're going to stop saying that about him because he's going to start to internalize that he's too much, that he talks too much and he needs to be quieter and he needs to not be who he is. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I want him to be who he is. Speaking of him, he's calling me right now. I'll be right back. Okay. He wanted to know if I would be home in time to feed the dog or if he was going to have to feed him, but I'm almost home now, so it's fine. There's some kind of construction on the road leading to my road, on the road leading to my road to my house. Oh, no, they're fixing a power line. Let me just go very slowly by these trucks with these people in their baskets. Okay, anyway, I wanted to change what we were saying about ourselves and about our children, and it has worked wonders for me, just in the little small things. But as I was listening through this book, there are so many things that I still either overthink or I tell myself like a negative soundtrack. And another thing he talked about a lot was affirmations. And I really think I'm about to start doing affirmations. He said they're weird and you feel awkward when you stand in front of the mirror and say these things out loud. And he said, that's okay. I would just tell my family like, hey, I'm about to go do my affirmations. Nobody come in the bathroom. And he said, how dare I let my children hear me saying positive things about myself? And he said, but it was so embarrassing at the beginning. So anyway, I think I might start doing some affirmations. Anyway, I hate that this right here is the only thing in the sun. That's so weird. Okay, I am home. I need to go feed the dog for Wesley. And I think I've probably done enough talking for a Monday. This vlog will end up being 2 hours just from Monday if I don't shut up. But one of the things that I know y'all want to see or people want to see is dealing with things that come up and switch what you thought your goals were for the week or your plans for the week or whatever, how you pivot. And so I'm really working on doing that in a positive way. Pivot, don't panic. That was another thing in this book, Soundtracks, that I just listened to. When things come up, you pivot, don't panic. And I was like, okay, John Acuff, I see you. Anyway, great book. Now I'm about to start Grace of Kings, 600 pages. As down in the dumps as I was yesterday about reading, I have 180 today. Yes, it's because I went to the doctor and found out no bad things. So I am deliriously happy, but I'm going to go inside. Like I said, my brain is all over the place. And so my plan for today is literally just edit my vlog and I'm done. And if I don't finish it, I don't finish it. It's not due till tomorrow technically, but I like to get it done on Mondays so I can work on other things on Tuesdays, but it's not the end of the world if I don't. So my rough plan for the rest of the day is to just hang out, relax, maybe work on my puzzle, maybe work on my diamond painting. I also have the blanket that I'm working on crocheting that I would like to work on and show y'all. I'm calling it a blanket, but it's this big right now. It's nowhere near a blanket, but it will be eventually. And just hanging out with Wesley and the dog. I've talked to Ron. He's doing really well. And, oh, yeah, I talked to Ron. Let me show you this that he sent me.
No, I'm doing a quick video to show her, so she'll be extremely mad at me. All right, so feel free to put that on your book channel so you can tell people how mad you are at me for being able to find this place while I was on my trip.
How rude is that? How rude is that? Also, if y'all know where that bookstore is, then I guess you know where Ron is, but he said, oh, you can share that on your channel and tell them about how mad you were that I got to go to this place. Anyway, that's how Ron's doing. He's absolutely fine. I will check in with y'all tonight at least to say goodnight before I go to bed. Tonight's bedtime is going to be way different than last night's was. I can already tell. I'm just going to go on to sleep. Okay, it is 10:49, almost 11 o'clock. I worked on crocheting the blanket. This is what it looks like. 17 rounds. I've done 17 rounds. There's 103 rounds total in it. And you can tell that it's mostly blues and grays. That's really all it is, not mostly. But this is what the actual yarn looks like. So you can't really see, but it kind of transforms through grays and blues and stuff like that. So anyway, it's just going to transform on its own. I'm not doing transformations. I said no thank you to that a long time ago in my crocheting journey. Anyway, tomorrow, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put up my bird feeder right behind where you are right now. Right behind there is the window that I want to put the bird feeder in. And so Wesley said he would help me like be outside, being my lookout to see like where I want it to be when I'm out there and what it looks like from in here. Cause I don't want to take the time to set it up out there and then I can't even see it from in here. So he's going to be in here letting me know how it goes. I ordered bird seed. This is a universal blend for small birds like finches, canaries, and other small birds. So hopefully this is not for pet birds and it's actually for wild birds. It's called Wild Harvest. I don't know. I don't know anything about birds. I don't even like them. This is something Ron needed another one of, so he had it in the cart, so it arrived here. And then this is the actual bird feeder, and it is just a plastic. Everything is see-through plastic because it's supposed to cling to the window. Oh my gosh, it has like a brick pattern on it. You'll see it up closer tomorrow, but anyway, it's got suction cups to stick it to the window. We'll see if that will hold. Somebody on the live stream tonight said if a squirrel jumped on it, it's definitely not going to hold, which is super true. But it looks like it's just 3 pieces. I have this bottom and then this I thought was, yeah, I don't know. I clearly need to look at a picture. This is clearly the side that goes next to my window where the suction cups go. And then this is the tray at the bottom. I don't know what the brick is. The top. This has got to be the lid, the top of it. Yes, it is. Look at that. I figured it out. Process of elimination. And it looks like it just snaps into place. Doing 0 testing on it at all. I just decided that it snaps into place, but now one of them will not snap into place. So I'm like, maybe it doesn't do that. Maybe that was just me thinking that it did. There we go. All right. And then the bottom, I don't know. The bottom has a little lip. If it's going to go like this against the thing, I guess the bottom has to sit in here. Again, it has little hooks And there we go. So there's the bird feeder that sits on my window. And hopefully if a bird lands on it, and I'll put the seed in here, and the birds will land and be able to eat out of here without, I don't know, falling off. So anyway, that's it. Put together and ready to go. I will put it up in that window tomorrow. I'm a little concerned now because I didn't think about the fact that there are pieces of wood on the window. Is that on the outside going to stop it from? Okay, whatever. That is tomorrow Amanda's problem, not tonight, Amanda. Tonight, Amanda is getting ready to go to bed. I have had a really good day, and I had fun streaming tonight on the channel, and crocheting. My hands are kind of sore from the crocheting, but that was nice to get a little bit of that done. I did a tiny, tiny bit on my diamond painting. I've gotten all the way to right here. You can tell the difference in this at the bottom and this not being as colorful. And so I did a little bit more tonight, but I didn't get very far before I was like, no, my hands are hurting. I'm done with that. So I am downloading Dead by Daylight. It's at 45%. If y'all do not know what that is, just watch my channel on Halloween. Make sure that you're watching my gaming channel on Halloween, and you will see what Dead by Daylight is. You will I shouldn't say probably, you will definitely hear me screaming, and potentially you'll hear Wesley laughing at me. So we have a gaming experience coming on the other channel on Halloween Day. Okay, that's it though. I'm excited about my little bird feeder. Maybe I take this to an actual store and I ask them, like, did I buy food for house birds? But it says finches. Finches are wild birds, right? But I think parakeets are not inside birds, but like pet birds. Anyway, I really should have maybe read that a little more before I ordered it, but whatever. Maybe it'll work. I mean, it's got seeds in there. Seeds got to be good for birds. So we'll see what happens, what birds want to come to my bird feeder. I am also going to get a tube one to go by the back door. I've decided. I didn't order it the first time because I was like, maybe I don't want that. I do want it. Even though I'm not going to see the birds very often back there, I want them. But I sit out there sometimes, and do I want the birds flying around me? For sure, no. So I don't know. Maybe I'll wait and think about that a little bit more. Anyway, the only other thing is that tomorrow I'm going to my appointment. So hopefully I'll remember to talk to you before the appointment starts. But if I don't, I'm sure I'll talk to you at some point tomorrow. I did read 8% in The Grace of Kings. That's the only thing that I read. Maybe I got 9% in. And it's so far exactly what I thought it was. I really loved the dandelion discussion that we've already had so far about like what those plants are and what they can be and what they can be used for and what they are used for, like all the things. So I'm going to put my pills right here so that I will see them when I first come down in the morning. And I think that's everything. It's time for me to say good night. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, and normally I have my Bible study from 9 to 11, but at 15-ish, I need to be leaving to go to my first therapy appointment today. So I'm going to just do some admin work a little bit this morning before I go. And I got up and came downstairs and sat in the book nook for a little while reading The Grace of Kings. I am 20% of the way through with this one. This is very much a kingdom political fantasy book. Actually, there's been very little fantasy, except that we have some POVs that are clearly gods that are in charge of this place, but there's not a real like magic system. Anyway, one of the main people that we're following, his name is Cooney, and here's what I didn't tell y'all last night. This is read by Michael Kramer, who reads almost everything Brandon Sanderson and all of Rand and Wheel of Time, all the Wheel of Time books. And I listen to all of those. And so every time I hear his voice, it takes me a long time to be like, this is not anything familiar to you. This is all new, even though it's the same reader. So it makes it difficult a little bit because his voice is so familiar to me because of all the things that I have listened to where he's reading the fantasy. Anyway, Cooney is the main kind of guy that we're following who almost seems like he's too smart for his own good and he's potentially running from prophecies that he doesn't really believe in, but keep following him around everywhere. So I think at this point, 20% in, his wife is my favorite. She can handle herself in any situation. I have not seen her in an actual fight, but like stranded in the middle of the woods, she's like, yeah, no problem. These are the herbs that we can use to make the animals unable to run away, and then we can just kill them and eat them, and there's our dinner. And I can make a bed out of whatever I find out here. Like, just she knows so many things about herbs and medicinal things like that. It's very cool. Anyway, so she's my favorite, but we also get the POV of the new king who was like a little kid, and I hate the way they're treating him. I mean, they're treating him like a kid. They're not hurting him or anything, but they're just taking all of his power for themselves, and I hate it. Okay, so the book is really good, but that's it. It looks like my Dead by Daylight did download, so we're definitely going to be trying that out today, which I've played it before. It won't be the very first time I'm ever playing it, but anyway. So I'm going to get a little bit of admin stuff done here, and then I'm going to head out to the therapist appointment, grab my meds while I'm there because they're officially ready. I got a text that said they were ready to pick up. And then I'll be back to like start the rest of my day. Let me see even what the rest of my day looks like. Oh yeah, I've got to come back and do my 3-mile walk around the house, around the loop, whatever. I usually head out this direction and loop around. And the last time I did it, I went this way and looped around. And I don't know which one I like more. I might like going this way just because when you turn onto our street to come home, I don't have as far to go. If I go this way and loop around and get on our street, I have a long way to go to get home. So it feels like it's shorter. So I don't know which way I'll go, but I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to come back and work on some book club stuff and on the other big readathon that I have to do. And then just hang out a little bit in the evening with Wesley and probably play Dead by Daylight. I am cooking today. We're having tacos, so it's not a lot of cooking. The hamburger meat is already done. It's just a matter of heating it up, putting the taco seasoning in, and then the chicken, when I get back, I need to put that in here right now. When I get back from the from therapy is when I will put the chicken, and I just put the chicken in the crock pot with taco seasoning and a little bit of either chicken stock, or if all we have is water, then I'll just put water in there. But that will get started when I get back from therapy, and then it'll only take 4 hours to cook that, and then the tacos will be ready for dinner. Everything else is just open and serve to go with the tacos. So that is what my day is going to look like. I will bring y'all along and we will chat. I will at least check in after therapy and let you know how that went. I can't believe I had no intention of being here. It was literally just, you need to make an appointment for therapy before the end of the year. And I accidentally made that appointment the next day. So here I go. I'm excited and a little bit nervous, but I'll check in a little while later. Look how hot it is outside. Oh my gosh, it's supposed to be fall. Also, this thing is always heavy on this shirt when I wear it. Anyway, oh, it's hot. I walked my 3 miles. I'm going to continue to call it 3 miles, y'all, but it's 2.67 miles. It's not 3 miles. So I don't know. Anyway, I also jogged for part of it today. Who am I? I mean, it was a fat old lady jog, but it was still a jog. And I did it in the wooded area where there aren't cars driving by. Also, Django has this sweater on. And now that he knows I'm talking, he doesn't know why I'm not stopping to give him FOOD when it's still an hour and a half before that happens. But he's already feeling some kind of way about it. He's probably feeling some kind of way because I've been gone all day. So I did my morning stuff and I talked to y'all. And then I went to my intake session for the therapy. She gave me a couple of coping skills sheets and an assignment to do the first page. So the first page has deep breathing, like diaphragmatic breathing with your diaphragm, and progressive muscle relaxation. And then she gave me another one about challenging irrational thoughts, since that is one of the issues that I have. And then the imagery thing, that's where you do the things you can see and taste and smell and touch around your body. But I'm starting with the deep breathing and the progressive muscle relaxation. So it's supposed to specifically be, I need to do it 3 times a day, no matter how I'm feeling, because my brain will then be programmed to, whenever you start doing this, you get calm. And I know I've done something similar to this in the past and it totally works. But one of the things that makes me have a panic attack is if I'm doing exercises that makes my heart rate increase. And when I feel my heart rate increase, then my body goes, oh, we're panicking. Like never does it go, do you think we should panic? Is that maybe because we're moving our body more? No, my body goes, oh, let's just panic. So I have been so scared for years to actually do any running or any jogging. I mean, I do have arthritis in my knees, but with the last 9 months of lifting weights, I have actually increased the strength around my knees, the muscles around my knees. And so it doesn't hurt. My knees don't hurt at all anymore in regular just walking. Like I just did 2.6 miles. They don't hurt. They won't hurt tomorrow. Like the muscles around them have helped so much with the actual arthritis that I do have in my knees. So I want to be able to at least jog a little bit. I'm not saying that I'm ready to go run a marathon. I would like to be able to do a 5K, which is 3.1 miles. And I would like to be able to jog some of that, like walk, jog, walk, jog. That is my ultimate goal. And that's all I want to do. I'm not out here trying to go run 10Ks, half marathons, none of that. I just want to be able to do 3 miles comfortably within an hour. If I can get it down to 45 minutes, that will be great. Right now, my pace, my average pace through the whole thing is right at between 18 and 19 minutes per mile. So that's with a little bit of jogging that I did today. So I don't know what he wants other than he was cold and he got behind me and he made us both hot. I mean, I'm hot already, but anyway, so the therapist wants me to work on doing those things so that when I am moving my body and anything starts to freak me out, I will immediately be able to do these breathing exercises. Also, when you take a deep breath, that allows oxygen to get all the way into your brain, which it doesn't do when you're taking shallow breaths. And then when it gets into your brain, it lets your nervous system like, okay, we're oxygenated. We can settle down. We have plenty of stuff flowing through us to get us to calm down. But that doesn't always work. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go figure out what in the world is wrong with Django. But I got my bird feeder sitting up there. As soon as Wesley's done with what he's doing, I'm going to go outside. He's going to help me put that up. My feet are really hurting after that walk because of my shoes. Not like the muscles of my feet, but the bottom of my foot, because on my shoe, it's completely rubbed in the bottom down there. So, oh my gosh, this dog. Otherwise, I'm going to be working on book club stuff for the rest of the afternoon. I have nothing else as far as like no editing to do, none of that stuff. So I'm going to work on book club stuff. We should have a book club name, which I kind of already do, but the name, the logo, and potentially a tagline. done and ready to go by the end of today. I may give y'all a little sneak peek of it up here when I'm editing. We'll see if editing me wants to give you a sneak peek. Oh my gosh, I'm going to handle the dog. I will check in with y'all later, hopefully when I'm not so hot. Also, I did put the chicken in because I'm making tacos tonight. Oh my gosh. Do not get a dachshund unless you want to be hounded all the time. Okay, here's the problem. I have a screen on the window, so the bird feeder would have to go all the way up here. So, I think I can't put it on my window. Man, because there's a screen right there. I could put it up here, and then I would just have to lift the blinds all the way up. Yeah, that'd still be okay. I'm going to do that. Okay, that's not so bad. And it seems secure. That moves a little bit, but I'm going to put the seat in it and we'll just see what happens. Okay, there it is. It looks really cute. I sprinkled a tiny bit on the ground too. I don't know how you attract birds to a bird feeder, but I guess we'll find out. I don't want them coming right now while I'm standing here. So I'm leaving. Wesley has a job interview. Y'all, I've never felt dumber than just now. Wesley's job interview went well, first of all. He and I came back home from the job interview and I said, look, let me show you where the bird feeder is. And here's the view from inside. Remember I said I had to put it up high so that you could still see it? Well, there's no bird feeder there. We walked up to the house and Wesley said, where is it? And I said, right there. And he said, that's my window. I put the bird feeder on the wrong window. So, real stupid. And it's just going to stay there for right now. But no birds have come, or at least they weren't there when we pulled up. Django would like to sit with me, so I'm going to go. I'm going to eat. I made homemade quesadillas tonight. So, I'm going to eat that. And that's it. Probably play some Sims tonight and read a book. Okay, we're going to say goodnight looking at Django. When I put him in this bed, I put him over on Ron's side, and then I went to the bathroom, brushed my teeth, and as soon as I came back over here, you see where he's laying, and he won't even make eye contact with me, because he knows he's not supposed to be on my side of the bed. What you doing? Okay, so Wesley and I had a great time tonight, just doing our own things. I played The Sims and read some books, and he played Legendary, which is the card game that he loves, and Django hung out with me. Then we took out the trash and got everything else ready for bed. And, well, I got ready for bed. Wesley is staying up like he usually does, but Django and I are going to bed. I'm going to read some more of Grace of Kings, and I will see you all in the morning. So it's time to say good night. Good morning. It is still technically morning because it's 11 a.m. on Wednesday. I really try to keep Wednesday as my super chill, relaxing day. Django had to come up here. He's been sitting with me, but then he wanted to get down. And then as soon as I started talking to y'all, he was like, wait, you're not actually talking to me. Y'all, I'm so sad about the bird feeder, but I guess I'm going to try to remove the suction cups, bring it down here and stick it on the correct window. So I still haven't done it. I just need to go outside and do it. Anyway, I try to start Wednesdays out really slow. So Django and I just laid in the bed until about 9 o'clock. I was reading my book. I'm reading Grace of Kings. Here's what I've discovered. I really like these overarching high fantasy books. But once I read the first one, I'm kind of like, okay, like I don't love it enough to stay immersed in the world. And I felt the same way when I read Jade City, but I owned all 3 books in that series. And I was like, I have to read these because I own them, which is ridiculous. But so I read them all. And that is not what I want to do going forward. Like remember, part of what I'm doing, I don't know why I'm so far away from y'all. I just backed up. Part of what I'm doing is trying to be very specific about the series that I want to continue and why do I want to continue them. So do I really want to continue with this series from Grace of Kings? Or is it just because I feel like I should because I read the first book? I'm not finished with it. I'm like 60% of the way through, maybe. I was looking around to see where I was. It's on my phone, which is right there with y'all. Anyway, so I'm about 60% of the way through a 640-page book, so I still have a long way to go, but hopefully I can finish it today. I'm not super pushing myself. Yesterday I did get to 400 pages read for the day, but the day before was 200 and something, and I'm not killing myself about it. I am today going to take, there's my plate that I had my food on this morning. I am going to take Lucky Day with me in 2 hours. Wesley and I are going to the mall. I'm going to take him to a movie. He's going to see The Grabber Part 2. No, it has The Grabber in it by Ethan Hawke, but I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, I don't care about it. I'm not watching it. He watched it a couple days ago, the first one, and then he was like, oh, number 2 is in the theater. Will you take me? And it's cheap ticket Wednesday or whatever at AMC. So I'm taking this to read this, and I was going to take my laptop and do some work, but I still have 2 hours here, so I think I'm going to get all my work done. I'm prepping out some community posts and things like that I want to have ready to go up in the following weeks so that I don't have to think about doing them. They just pop up and I get to chat about them instead of worrying about doing them, which is always good. Maybe I take my crochet with me and I can listen to the book and crochet some of the blanket. So I think I might do that as well and just kind of hang out for a couple hours while he's at the thing. I did do my walk yesterday, and I think I told y'all that I hurt my feet. I ordered new shoes yesterday. I just did a little thing with, what's it called? Chat GPT. And I said, can you find me 4 or 5 really good walking shoes under $70, please? And it came back and was like, here's some websites that have some shoes that you can go check out. And so I did. And I bought some. So I was like, that saved me some time, because while they were doing all that, I was over here creating another thing, which was nice. Like, it feels like sometimes when I treat it correctly, like a personal assistant, so I can be like, hey, you do this, I'm going to go do this. And I like it. Anyway, that's it. I got my water that I'm drinking today. I did start the new meds that the doctor gave me. I took my first one this morning. I'm not supposed to feel anything, so I'm assuming it's going to take a minute anyway to actually like start working in my body, but it is supposed to remove the cholesterol from your blood. Okay. I don't know. Oh, I just saw a bird outside, but it wasn't by the window. It landed in the bushes next to my window. So maybe I need to go move the thing. I'm not going to move it till Wesley and I are getting ready to go, and then I'll move it. Anyway, Django is whining. It's time for his stick. He gets one of these Chomp 'em Twist every day between 11 and 12. It's like he has some kind of internal clock, and he knows immediately when it's 11 o'clock. And so he's like, oh, I'm here. It's 11. I've just seen 2 more birds. Maybe it's working. Maybe they're going to his thing. I need to go ask him. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to be reading, hanging out at the mall, and potentially crocheting. I'm sure I'll film something while we're doing that. And then maybe Wesley will give us a little synopsis of the movie or what he thought about it whenever we're done. But we're probably going to grab dinner at the mall as well, because by the time his movie's over, it'll be 4:30-ish, and we can grab something in the food court and either bring it home with us or just eat really early today. Neither one of us follow a real schedule for when we eat food. We just eat food. So, okay, that's my check-in so far for today. It's a very chill day. Like I said, worked on some community post stuff. I am going to go over now and start brainstorming some stuff for the upcoming readathon that will be starting in the spring. The book club stuff is pretty much done. The only thing that I need to do is just wait until December gets here, when I can share with my channel members and let you guys decide what's going to be our top 2 books. So until then, I can't really do anything. I am creating a what is the book club or start here guide or something. I don't even know what I'm going to call it, but some kind of like the book club is this thing and this is what it does. I've already written out what it's going to look like where I'm going to write it and put it in the Discord at the top of the Discord section. But then I want to film a video as well, just describing it. That's going to come out probably sometime at the beginning-ish of December to just say this is what's going on. And so I want to have that filmed because I'm going to be gone the last week of November and I want to have it ready to go up when, like, on its own, so that I don't have to scramble when I get back and try to fix it. So just thinking through some of those things and writing all of that, getting all that planned out and ready to go. And that's what I'm doing for the next couple of hours. It's still going to be really chill. And then I will spend probably the rest of the day reading at the mall and back home, probably when I get back home. I'm also reading this book, Little Rot. This is for a separate project, and I literally had to read another person's 1-star review. And this is what I got for the 1-star review. And I messaged her yesterday and I said, I'm 27% of the way through this book and I do not like it either. So I'm reading it. Why would I choose to read someone's 1-star review? I mean, I don't know, but that's what I did. And now I'm forcing myself to try to read like 25% of it every day and see what I ultimately think about it when I'm finished. So I'm going to be working on that. I might knock that out first thing today as soon as we leave and I start reading, just so I can be done with my 25% of that book today and I don't have to worry with it the rest of the day. I can move back to Grace of Kings, which I'm actually enjoying. Okay, that is it for now. I will see y'all in a little bit, probably at the mall. Hello, I don't have microphone. I'm so sorry. Wesley and I are at the mall. We came over because this is where his favorite theater is, so he could go watch the movie. He told me again what it was called and I've forgotten already, so he'll tell you all about it when he gets out. But we got here about 30 minutes early and he said, let's go walk around because I don't have any more soap from Bath and Body Works, so maybe let's go get some more soap. Y'all, Wesley is like the enabling friend that you have that instead of talking you out of doing things, he helps talk you into doing things. So it's bad when he and I are together. Anyway, the actual refill soap that we went to get, it's not a refill. It's called The Perfect Christmas. All he said was, I hope it doesn't smell like a tree because he doesn't like the tree smell. Y'all, the very first fragrance note on the back says fresh cut pine. I cannot wait for him to actually use this. That'll probably end up in the main bathroom and not his. Anyway, I found a candle that I was obsessed with called cranberry and eucalyptus, but I wanted the big candle and it's not on sale, and my rule is that we do not buy candles unless they're on sale. So I got this, and it's $9 for this, but it says it's concentrated and it only takes 1 or 2 sprays to make your whole room smell like this. So that's what I'm gonna try. I've never had one of these concentrates before. Concentrated room spray. So we'll see what I think about it, but the smell I know I love. Then everything else was on sale. And I know I said everything and I'm over here getting multiple things. First of all, for Wesley, he's almost out of body wash and their whole Halloween line was on sale. So he's getting Maleficent soap body wash, and the fragrant notes on it is Sinister Plum, Midnight Berries, and Mystical Woods. Again with the trees. He said, but it doesn't smell like trees. It smells like plums to me. He's gonna walk around smelling like a plum. Anyway, and a tree with his soap. I don't know. The woman came, the store clerk girl came up and she said, hey, how are you? And I said, fine. I said, I get messages from y'all about candles being on sale, so I'm not buying a candle unless it's on sale, but I am getting this. I told her about the room spray, and I said I had to bring my child in here. I said he's probably the only teenage boy that's like, take me to Bath and Body Works because I'm out of my soap. She said, listen, we love a loyal customer. I was like, how cute are you? Okay, so speaking of on sale, the candles are still on sale for $5.90. So Wesley chose this one. This is called Hot Cocoa and Cream. Y'all, this smells exactly like hot chocolate. and it's on sale right now for $5.95. It's normally $17, $16.95 on sale for $5.95. And if you burn it like a normal human, like me, it'll last a while. If you burn it like Wesley, it'll last for less than a week, but you can choose. This is the best smelling thing. Anyway, he picked it, so that's going to go at his desk and probably be gone in like 3 days. I got this one. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at the top. So cute. And it is lavender and pine. Oh, it smells like a tree. I love the pine smells. Wesley hates them. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Okay, when he smelled that one, he said, no, I can taste it in my throat. Like, he was mad about it. Not me, not me. I love it. Okay, that's what we got from our Bath & Body Works haul. Then I also went to the bathroom, and then I came back out to the car while he went inside. I'm about to roll my windows down, put my headphones in, and I'm gonna crochet. So I wanna show y'all where I am right now at the beginning, and I'm on row 18. So this is what the edges looks like. That's mostly the part that you need to pay attention to, is what the edges looks like. So this is about how big it is if I put it up to my face. So let's see how far I can get in the next couple of hours. His movie's not going to be over for 2 more hours. And I'm planning on staying right here. I have this water and another water. We've already had lunch, and we're going to eat dinner when he gets done in there. So I'm going to move my seat back. I'm going to put my windows, roll my windows down to let the breeze blow through, and hope that no creepy people come try to talk to me, because I'm literally sitting in a parking lot. But that's okay. I'm really close to the entrance of the mall, so if I feel unsafe, I can just go inside. But they only have like food court seats in there. I think they need to put some more comfortable chairs in there, because what if people are just in the mall waiting on other people who are shopping or something? Like, we want some chairs to sit in and do our crafts. They should just have like a craft space. They'd probably make you pay for it. Never mind. I don't want one. Okay, here we go. Starting round 18 of my blanket. My kids are going to love it so much when it's done. Okay, starting round 18, and I will check in with y'all. Oh, Grace of Kings has gone down like I can't even tell y'all. So now I'm reading Grace of Kings and Little Rot, that I do not care about either one of these books, period. We can discuss more about the Grace of Kings, but it makes me real angry. Like, why? I don't understand where I thought this character growth was going, for it to just 180 itself and go where I don't want it to be. So there is a person walking behind me. Oh, he's getting in his car while I'm talking, and I feel so weird about it. Okay, let's go, and I will I'll check in with y'all. Well, when the movie's over, Wesley's gonna tell y'all about the movie, so we'll be back in a minute.
Did you think our story was over?
So that's so loud. Wesley is done with his movie, and it's called Black Phone.
It is called The Black Phone 2. I've said this to you so many times.
Sorry. Okay, show them.
So, they have this popcorn tin.
Uh-oh.
That just happens, I think. But, so...
Yeah, you can actually rotate it. How cool. And, well, it says the things that y'all just heard, but...
I also pressed it again.
The back of it has places to hang it up, so he can hang it up in his room.
No, it's going on. It's going by my desk.
Oh, in the game room area.
So anytime I'm feeling like it, I can just call up the grabber.
Okay, so he said this movie was like a 6.5 to 7, and the first movie was like an 8 to him, or 8.5. So anyway, we're done in there, and instead of eating, we grabbed some chicken to go because he didn't really want food after getting the popcorn. I will show y'all how far I got in my little project, my crochet project, when we get home. I only have an hour and a half left in the Grace of Kings. That's all I've been doing. No, I still do not love it. Yes, it's gotten a little bit better. Some redeeming qualities from the people that I love. And now he's going to play with his phone. So we're going to go home, and I'll check in with y'all later. Okay, Wesley and I have just spent the last 2 hours. Look at this. There's all kinds of scary decorations around in my office because Wesley and I have spent the last 2 hours playing Dead by Daylight and filming it for a video that's going to come out on the gaming channel on Halloween. And then I think Halloween night, he and I are going to stream some Dead by Daylight. We got to wait and see what actually happens with the copyright stuff when I put it on there, but we're going to at least try. Oh, this stuff must be made out of gold because it is so expensive. $30 for 30 tablets. $1 a tablet. Y'all, it is expensive to have allergies. Wesley and I have ordered, I'm probably all up in this thing. I don't know that I told y'all, but when we got home, Django had an accident in the crate. And not only that, but he has been chewing on the crate and his saliva has rusted the whole front of the crate. Yes, I'm having ice cream. It's a Yasso bar. It's yogurt. This per bar is 140 calories for this whole bar. It is chocolate covered and on the inside, cherry. It's so good. Anyway, this is what I've been having for like nighttime snacks. There's only 4 in a box and I get a box just about every week. And so I'm not eating one every day, but a few days at night, I like to have them. Okay. Anyway, Django's crate situation. He does not have a crate that he can be in right now because that crate, no. It was at the point of let's just burn it all down and yeah, not worry with that again. So that's what we did. That's what we did with it. So we went online and we found another one and we were thinking about getting it, but they're so expensive. And so we were debating. I called Ron, Recycle. I called Ron. He said, well, why don't we try putting a baby gate up? Because we tried just closing him in the room and closing the door and he scratches the door up. So why don't we try closing him in the room with a baby gate and not a door? And what's he going to try to do? So Wesley and I are about to put him in there and walk out the front door as if we're leaving and see what he does. I don't know. And then I'm streaming on my Sims channel because I need to do something to calm down after the Dead by Daylight situation. It freaks me out and I just need to be chill and calm. And so I'm going to go hang out with my friends on the Sims channel and eat my ice cream. Okay, good morning. I did not check in and say goodnight last night. The night just got away from me. First of all, Wesley and I did play Dead by Daylight, and then I was like, I need something fun to get my mind off of being scared. Like, we were in the middle of playing Dead by Daylight, and Wesley said, I just heard a noise in the hall. I said, I did too. Maybe it's Django. He said, Django's right beside me. And I was like, then what is it? And we got up, we walked out in the hall, and he said, it's the washing machine. Which is not in the hall, but that's where it sounded like it was coming from. Anyway, that was really funny. And I screamed through playing Dead by Daylight. That will be on the gaming channel on Halloween. But then I was like, I want to do something fun tonight. So I went on my gaming channel and started streaming. And I just was talking through what I liked about The Sims and what I can't seem to find in other games and aspects of it that I like. And people were offering so many suggestions. And again, Disney Dreamlight Valley came up and I was like, so I didn't want to pay for it in case I didn't like it. Or even if I did like it, I'm not going to play it a lot unless I can turn it into a video. That's just the way my brain works. Like, there are certain games that I will play just to play them. And then there are certain games that I feel like I have to make a video about. So I was like, okay, I'm going to download Disney Dreamlight Valley. I'm buying it. So I bought it last night and oh my gosh, there is a woman walking 3 dogs and she has them all hooked to her waist, around her waist, and she's on her phone and walking all these dogs. I hope they're about to turn. They're so well behaved. It's like a German Shepherd, maybe one of those, oh my gosh, they're the kind that they train them to be drug dogs and stuff, but I don't know why I can't think of the name. I want to say it starts with an A, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It was like 3 of those dogs. They are very well trained. They just all walk beside her like a little guard pack with her. I totally got distracted because I saw a woman like, woo, squirrel, and my brain just goes. Anyway, I played Dreamlight on stream for about an hour last night, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm actually excited to be filming some Dreamlight videos in addition to the Sims videos, those are not going anywhere. I just wanted some other stuff to do because who knows what's going to happen when the Sims is sold, if it's even going to be sold. But anyway, I just wanted to have some other options and things that I wanted to play in case I decide not to play the Sims online anymore. But for right now, everything's staying the same. And it doesn't matter. So I didn't finish streaming till almost midnight last night. And I was wide awake again. Part of it was because I had missed my allergy meds. I ran out the day before. And so when I'm taking them consistently, then it's easier for me to fall asleep. But when I miss a day, the allergy meds make me fall asleep, if I didn't say that. They make me tired, which is just a side effect. It's not intended for the medicine to make me sleep. But anyway, I was wide awake last night. So I ended up finishing Little Rot and Grace of Kings. Little Rot actually got better for me after the first 25%, where I was like, this is the worst. It did get better. I still think I'm going to end up giving it 3 stars, but it's not going to be a 1 star, which is what it was for my friend that recommended it to me. Then Grace of Kings also maybe got a little bit better for me. I'm still going to give it 3 stars as well. Kind of for the opposite reason. It started out strong and went downhill for me. And the other one started out awful and got better by the end. So I appreciate the message that Little Rot was sending, which was that there is, like, when you go back to a place that you've lived before or you've been before that's toxic and you've gotten out of it, the little rot is still there. And the longer you're there in the city or in the situation or whatever, before you know it, you find yourself enmeshed in things that you thought you had escaped and thought you were not going to get into anymore, but you do. So, and then Grace of Kings is just a political fantasy where literally there are kings, and they say Grace of Kings multiple times because it's part of a quote that some people do. But anyway, it's about betrayal and friendship and family and more betrayal and fighting wars and taking over as kings. So that is what that one was. Now I'm reading Mate by Allie Hazelwood. I started it this morning on my way to the gym, and that's what I've been doing. I've been at the gym working out, and now I have 30 minutes before my podcast starts. I went and got McDonald's. I was not feeling it though, so I got a biscuit, but I mostly just ate the sausage and the cheese and the egg out of it, not cheese. And I didn't eat the other part. But something went wrong with my order. So she gave me 3 of these diet Cokes. So I thought that I got 2 Diet Cokes, one for now, one for later. And I thought that I got 2 hash browns and this biscuit for me. And then I got Wesley 2 of the McGriddles that he likes. And I was like, I'm not going to get him a hash brown. So I should have had 2 hash browns, 2 McGriddles, 1 sausage biscuit, and 2 Diet Cokes. Well, I have 3 Diet Cokes. When I saw her hand me the 3 Diet Cokes, I was like, uh-oh, what did I do wrong? Then I start looking in here in the bag. I have another. So now I have 3 of the, what are these? Hash browns. And I see 2 McGriddles and another biscuit. So I think I accidentally ordered 2 of the meals. I'm like, what? Thankfully, it doesn't have cheese or anything. It's literally just eggs and sausage. So I'm going to wrap it up or keep it wrapped up, put it in the refrigerator. And then I guess I'll let Wesley eat the hash brown since I accidentally bought it for him anyway. So maybe I'm also going to have sausage biscuit for lunch. I don't know. I can eat it tomorrow too. But anyway, so today is going to be working on, I kind of don't know. So I've been going through and like planning out my week. And then at the end of the day, I will think through if there's anything I need to add to the next day. And one of the things that I need to add is the videos that I have been filming as I'm going along. Like when I have time and I'm like, oh, I want to film my TBR game, let me just film it. I need to figure out when I'm going to edit those and when I'm going to get them ready to go to be posted. So it's some logistic stuff that I'm working on my Notion template to try to get it done. But oh my gosh, y'all, this is the problem that I have. Okay, I was looking for a Notion template or a Notion, something that could teach me how to create a book tracker in Notion that would kind of do all the things. And I found my way through clicking a couple of links to Etsy, and I bought a Google Doc template. Not a template, a Google Doc spreadsheet, a Google Sheet then, not Doc, that includes, like, it's a bundle. It includes a yearly reading tracker and an at-home library system. And I was like, why did you do that? Because now literally that's all I want to do is fill out the library system and then start like doing all the things. So I'm definitely going to have to give myself some time every day to work on that, maybe at the end of doing work stuff, so that I'll actually get things accomplished and then I can play with that thing. So I don't know. And it was on sale, which is, again, I saw that it was marked off and I was like, oh, I have to buy it because it's marked off. I need Ron to get home because he at least is here to say, do you really want to buy all that stuff? When he's not here, it's just like, yes, I want to buy it. Retail therapy, I think it's called. Anyway, I'm going inside to get ready for my podcast and to see if I can do some admin stuff before the day really kicks off. Otherwise, Bride, how far am I? I don't know, because you're on my device that I read on. It's pretty good. It is, I don't love that we're not really getting the main male character's point of view. It's mostly just the main female character, which I don't love. But the narrator is Teddy Hamilton, where he is one of my absolute favorites. So I do like that. But it's one of those where, like, every time he's talking or every time he thinks, or any male character, any man, when they're talking, it's Teddy. And when it's a woman that's talking, it's her. And they're going, so they go back and forth, which I kind of like, but I want his point of view. Other than just a couple of snippets that we're getting here and there, I want his point of view. Also, I don't love that we're flipping back and forth in time. So right now it's feeling like it could potentially be a 4-star, depending on how their relationship works out. It's definitely a grumpy grump, maybe, like both of them might be grumps. He is definitely grumpier than she is, but I would not call her sunshine, but he's pretending. We're doing that thing we do in Allie Hazelwood novels where the men have feelings for the women and they lie about it and say that they're not interested in any of that. And except this time he's telling her that he is interested in her physically because she is his mate, which they know from the very beginning, but he's not interested in her in any other way. And so she thinks that he thinks she's stupid. And instead of, both of them are now keeping secrets. Instead of just being honest about it, they're just being ridiculous. So if it comes down to just her refusing to tell him the truth, like if that ends up being the big thing all the way to the third act breakup, that's going to make me really angry. But anyway, it's time to go inside. I'm going to keep listening while I go deliver this parcel of food that I got and go check out. And I didn't even think it was that expensive. So, like, normally I would have been like, well, I didn't expect to pay that much. But I think it's because I got the 2 McGriddles. And so I thought, well, that's going to be extra. I remember it looked like I was getting 3 drinks. And I took one of the drinks away because I was like, no, I just want 2. One for now, one for later. Now I have 3 drinks. So, I don't know what I have done, but whatever. It's time to go inside, get my day really kicked off, 10:30 in the morning. But I'm so glad I'm done at the gym. I love doing the walks earlier in the day, and I like going to the gym earlier in the day because then it's done, taken care of, and I can come back and get to work and I don't have to do any of it. But my triceps are going to be really, really sore tomorrow because they are dead today. I tried to work them out more than I have been because I haven't been able to feel it. I love that feeling. Like when I wake up tomorrow and my muscles are sore, I actually love that feeling. I don't know if other people do or if I'm just weird, but I've always liked it from when I was a teenager and first started working out when I was playing basketball. So that's it. I'm going to go. I'll check in with y'all later today. Podcast, getting some work done, and then play around with my thing. I'm definitely going to show y'all these spreadsheets when I start playing around with them. Well, hello. I have spent the evening, oh no, folding the towels anyway. Okay, so Ron started these clothes in the laundry before he left on Saturday, and it's Thursday night, and I'm just now folding them to take them upstairs to our bathroom. Anyway, well, in the kitchen and the bathroom. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Today, I did all the errands. I got new walking shoes, which I'm going to wear first thing in the morning when I get up to go walk, so you'll be able to see it. Wesley has to go to work tomorrow, so he's actually about to try to go to sleep. It is 11 p.m. For some reason, my brain thought it was earlier than that. But I did sprints this evening, and I'm going to get up in the morning and do some more sprints. Well, I'm going to get up first, go do my walk, take Wesley to work, then come back and do sprints for the rest of the day. So I have my day planned out tomorrow. Just working on some like behind the scenes stuff that needs to be done with the book club. I'm also trying to do intro videos for both channels that just kind of catch people up on what's happening in certain series or what her kid means, or even like what is a TBR, like those kind of basic things that if you don't watch reading channels, you don't know about. So I'm trying to go through and write some scripts up for those, so I'll be working on that. My client that I make shorts for sent me a new video of hers, and she picked out 4 shorts that she wants from it. So I'm going to try to get a couple of those done tomorrow. That's pretty much it. My screensaver is going on my computer, so it keeps getting light and dark and light and dark. Anyway, I stayed up really late last night, later than I should have, and then I tried to sleep in this morning, but my son usually calls me at 8, 7:45 to 8-ish. So he called me this morning. I didn't really get to sleep past 8, and I want to wake up at 8 tomorrow to be able to get my walk in before I take Wesley to work. Because if I have to wait till after Wesley goes to work, then my live stream gets pushed back even further, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to take these towels upstairs, and then I'm going to go lay in the bed. It's probably not going to be very long before I fall asleep, especially since I can't stop yawning. My Zyrtec, my allergy meds, makes me fall asleep. I did finally start reading Lucky Day during the sprints. I'm on page 30 right now, and I will be reading it tomorrow during sprints. Yeah, I'm on exactly page 30 and 31. This is so incredibly freaky. I am going to take the dust jacket off though and leave it up there. So this is what the book looks like. I love it. I love it. I got this in the mail today. Why I Love Horror. It is 19 essays written by horror writers, it says, of this current moment. So this woman up here, Becky Siegel Spratford, ask them to say why they love horror and explain why they have made it their life's work. And then also it says you might like this if you're intrigued by horror's current surge in mainstream popularity, which I think is interesting as well. So anyway, I don't have any plans necessarily right now to read this, but it did come in the mail today, which is exciting, and I'm happy that I have that. I didn't do one single thing on the new sheets that I got, the Google Sheets that are about my reading library, my book library, whatever. I did make a giant wheel of like everything on there that I want to do over this weekend, and I spun it a lot today and got quite a bit of things done during sprints this afternoon, and so I'll be doing that again tomorrow, and that is really everything. There's not a lot of like fascinating things happening, and other than going for my walk and taking Wesley to work, I'm not really planning on leaving tomorrow for anything. So I'll just be hanging out, doing sprints, getting things done, and prepping for Saturday. Saturday is going to be the Read and Relaxathon, which probably means that I won't do very much here on the vlog, because I think I'm going to make that its own video. I did that last time in August and I liked it, so I think I might do that again this time. I may do some reading sprints with my channel members maybe during the day. I don't know. I'll see. I might go on the regular channel, but doing that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday just seems excessive. Like I can't be alone and do things on my own. I have to do sprints to get things done. That's what it feels like. Okay. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to leave Lucky Day down here because I'm not going to be reading it tonight. And I'm going to take these towels, and Django and I are going to bed. And I say good night. Okay, hello. It is Friday night, Did I even talk to y'all today? Surely I said good morning, it's Friday. I feel like I did. But today has been just the most bizarre day of, on the one hand, it's been really good. I have gotten to have good, deep conversations with every single member of my family. I spent an hour and a half on the phone this morning with my son and my daughter-in-law, just talking about some of the things that they want to do upcoming. They're thinking about maybe moving. And so, literally, just talking through things that they're wanting to do with their lives. And at least for the next few years, like, what does that look like? And so, we did a lot of chatting with them, and then immediately I needed to call Ron and kind of relay everything that we had been doing, but he is not here, in another country, and I've just been like, how, like, are we going to get into this big discussion right now, or am I going to just wait and tell him when he gets home? Like, what's the best way to tackle it? So I gave him a short synopsis version, like, nothing major is going on. Call me when you get back to your room. Here's what we'll talk about, because he's coming home in a few days. So, speaking of that, tomorrow is our last day before he comes home. And so I have all of the chores that I have on my chore list. Plus, I'm going to do Ron's chore list, which, if it tells you anything about how we do our chores, I have about 15 or 16 things on my list, and he has 4 or 5 on his list, because he did a bunch of his before he left. Like, he made sure his were all done before he left. But I just want his to be done so when he gets back, he doesn't have to worry about it, because he's going to come back on a Sunday and then have to turn around and go to work on Monday. So, as far as the goals go, I'm going to go over that tomorrow with y'all, because I'm probably not going to film very much tomorrow, because it is the Relax and Readathon. So I'm going to be filming that. That video will be coming out later, but I'm going to film what I do there and just how I'm reading and relaxing during the day. I am going to focus more on relaxing and less on reading, but we will see what actually happens when I get and start playing it. So that's really it. There's not a lot that I got done today. It feels like a very not very productive day. However, that's just how it feels. Like, if I go back, I can totally find things that I did that needed to get done. The one thing I did was I filmed a Disney Dreamlight Valley video for the gaming channel. I got that filmed and ready, and then I just have to edit it. I got the logo colors, or the color palette, picked out for the secret readathon that I'm prepping for, that's going to be starting in the spring. I just need to work on some, like, fonts and stuff like that, but we did a little bit of brainstorming about that today. And for the book club readathon, I just kind of went over everything that not readathon, for the book club for this channel, I went over everything that I needed to do with that. I've got the welcome video ready to be filmed. It's kind of like, start here and do these things, ready to be filmed. And then the timeline for each month and how it's going to be broken down, that's all done and ready to go, ready to be, like, talked about when I film, and also written up in the Discord. I have the, like, what does the book club mean? And so there will be a book club playlist as well over here on YouTube. So I think, like, I accomplished a lot of stuff, but it doesn't feel like it, because it feels like I spent a lot of time trying to get going. Like, I couldn't get my brain to go, okay, let's focus on this. I was all over the place. I would start doing that and I'd be like, yeah, but I really want to do this. And then I would start to do that other thing, and I'd be like, no, let's not do that, because I really need to focus on doing this. And so it's just been back and forth all over the place. But I'm going to go ahead and spin my first thing for the Relax and Readathon, because I'm really excited to see what I'm going to be doing first thing in the morning. And then I think I'm going to go lay down in the bed. I know it's only 7:15, but I did not sleep well last night. I was up till like 2:30 in the morning. So I just want to go lay down. I don't know how much I've read. I am still only 30 pages into Lucky Day. I really wish I had it on audio. It's on hold on my Libby, and it's been on hold for so long that I just kept thinking, like, surely it'll be ready. And it's not. So I don't know ultimately what I'm going to do I'm going to finish the book. but I just don't want to read it with my eyeballs. But I'm going to do that for Relax and Readathon. If I have to read anything tomorrow, I'm going to try to make it the Lucky Day book. And then there's one other audiobook that I'm listening to that I will continue to listen to probably before I go to bed tonight. But I'm pretty much done reading. It is the 24th of the month, and I don't want to read anything else. I am going to read just because I don't know what my life looks like if I'm not reading, but I'm not going to be filling all of my time with reading like I have been for this month. I think August was too much. And then on top of August, I tried to do October in a similar fashion to August, and that's also been too much. So I am going to count up the number of pages that I read today, which is probably a lot. Well, I finished Mate last night, right before midnight. So I was still actually like 95% through with it at midnight. So that's for last night's pages. And then for today's pages, I finished Mate, and then I read whatever I'm reading right now. Wicked in a Kilt is what it's called. And I haven't read much of it today, and it's only 200 and something pages. So I'm sure that I have read not very much today, and that is fine. So fine with me. My Mate was my new release that I really wanted to read before the month was over for her kid. So that is done. And then I want to finish The Long Walk. And I've 19 books into The Long Walk. The only one I have left is Lucky Day. And Lucky Day also completes my big board on Trick or Treat-a-thon. So I will have completed a giant board over there and almost completed a small board over there as well. So with what I've already read, like in between the Long Walk books. So we will see how it goes. But that's what's going on right now. I'm tired. I'm tired. I usually, it doesn't hit me this much when Ron's gone. I'm usually really sleepy for the first few days because I can't sleep. And then things are better. But I'm tired. And so tomorrow I am not going to sprint anywhere. If I go and do a live stream, it's going to be with my members to just say hey and let them know like what I'm doing with the Relax and Readathon and see if they're participating and what they're doing. And that's going to be it. I'm not going to go live. I'm not going to do sprints. I have been live 3 days in a row, one on the games channel and then 2 days on the reading channel, this channel. So it's been a lot and I need to rest. So that's it. I have 200 videos to watch to catch up on YouTube. So I want to work on that tomorrow as well. And I want to get the chores done around the house so that on Sunday, we don't have to do anything but wait for Ron to come home and be excited about it. Okay, that's it for Friday night. I'm going to work on a few more things down here, like I said, but mostly get ready to go up and lay in the bed and rest. So it's time to say good night. Good morning. It is Saturday. Happy Saturday. I'm eating the breakfast that I know will be kindest to my stomach right now because I woke up in the middle of the night and had to throw up. I don't know any other way to say it other than just to be gross about it. Django's also trying to get up here with me, and he's cold and wants me to warm him up. But I put a sweater on him, and that's all I can do right now because he's not sitting with me at the dining room table. This is a rule that he knows. So I don't know what he's doing right now other than trying to get me to break rules. Anyway, that's gross, and we're not going to talk about it anymore. Hopefully it was just a one-time thing. I have zero idea. I have zero idea what it was, but it did not appear. I mean, I don't think it was anything that I ate because I didn't eat anything that I hadn't eaten. Literally for dinner last night, I had rice and chicken and cheese and chips. Some of the like scoop chips to go with it, like it's Mexican food. So I don't know. And without going into a lot of detail, I have no idea about what it was. I hate throwing up. I hate it. But anyway, I fell asleep right at midnight and I was like, oh, it's going to be so great. I'm going to sleep in the morning and I'm going to feel so good. And then at 2, I kept having this recurring dream, y'all. I kept having this dream over and over that had something to do with a spreadsheet that I was trying to fill in, and I kept thinking, well, no, that goes in a different category, but then that one might also go in the same category. And I know it's because I was playing around with my new spreadsheet thing last night, and I was messing around in that and adding in the books that I want to read in November, because I'm going to start using it in November to track what's going on. So I know it's because the last thing I was doing was dealing with spreadsheets, but that was what I was dreaming over and over, that I couldn't get something to go where it needed to go in the spreadsheet, and I need to figure out how to classify it as this or this. And I know it's because my stomach was probably hurting as all that was happening. So anyway, I don't know. It could have just been like some acid reflux or something, because I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to stop guessing because I don't know. I'm going to eat these crackers, and hopefully they're going to continue to settle my stomach, just like every morning how they are the best thing I need. Then I'm going to go for a walk and officially kick off my relax and readathon day. So you probably won't see me talking much more, but I will be showing you B-roll from today, what I'm doing today, and I will probably update you with books that I read. So right now I'm reading Wicked in a Kilt, which is the next one on my list that I had to read. And then for Relax and Readathon, I picked it's not Wayward Girls, what is it called? Wayward Children series by Shauna McGuire. Every Heart a Doorway is the first book. I read this book years ago, and I remember barely like tiny things about it. So I own it on audio, so I'm going to listen to that again. And then finally, the last thing I'll be listening to is Lucky Day. I got it on audio finally. I have been on a 6-week wait for the audiobook, and I just got it. So that is my plan for today, in addition to doing the other Relax and Read events. I'm really excited about it. I started the Relax and Readathon technically last night when I did my roll to find out the first thing I was doing today. And the first 3 things that I'm doing do not involve books. So I was able to actually just get a head start and jump on those and get those going. So anyway, I'm about to eat these crackers, go for my walk, and then go get groceries. And then I'll be able to start the rest of the day and what I'm planning to do with it. I just don't quite know what that means yet, because it's Relax and Readathon, and it's also the day before Ron comes home. So I do want to get all of our cleaning stuff done. Most of the easy things, the pickups, the easy dusting, the wipe this down, most of those things have been done. Now it's more like cleaning the floors, moving things to dust, vacuuming the big areas, mopping. So it's those bigger things that we have left to do. But if I get the stuff out and I just go with it and do it, it does not take that long. But in my brain, it feels like it takes a really long time. So I'm just going to get the stuff out and do it, and not even worry about how long it takes. We're here to just get it done no matter how long it takes. So I'm going to get my day kicked off. I will report back at least by tonight, but maybe later today, to tell y'all if I finish any books. For sure, I will let y'all know. This is the first time I'm talking to y'all on my computer, and it's because we have to look at some things and go through some things. So I have just finished both of these books today. That will probably be in the Relax and Readathon video where I talk more about that. So go there and see that. But these are both done, and they are about... I'm putting that this book is set in Nevada. It actually starts in Chicago, but she's not in Chicago for very long. And then they spend quite a bit of time at the casinos and like out kind of in Nevada, Arizona area. I'm just calling it Nevada. That's it. Also, I'm not sure where the home is in Every Heart a Doorway. I can Google and see what the setting is, but I don't know where they are. I know that Cade is from Oklahoma, which they said like immediately. I don't know where Nancy, the main character, is from. I don't remember them saying an actual location. They only said that about Cade because he had an Oklahoma accent. So, which I think the narrator did a wonderful job with all the different character voices. But anyway, that's beside the point. I don't know where that one is set, but these are done. And I am starting this one, which will be for my channel members. That's their pick. And then I get to start the Wiener Across the Way. I'm really excited about that. But here is where things get interesting / change. So right here, the only thing I have left is the book I'm about to put in here for prompt number 24. Then if I can use that book for prompt number 32 or 3, I can add it to this board because books can count for 2 prompts now. And if it's the last on one board, it can then also count on another board. So, according to the rules, so I can double up any of these because I'm entering them all this weekend because I just finished this last book, which means once you finish one board, you can enter the things on the other board that you've been waiting to enter because you couldn't enter them. So that is what is happening right now. Also, I did finish reading this book and I am working on this, but this book doesn't have anywhere to go. I could count it as my free space book and get 10 points for it, or it fits all of these 26, 46, 19, and 6. So I could count it, but I would have to finish a board and do another board. I don't know. I need to do some thinking, rethinking of how this is going to go, looking at the prompts and figuring it out. So that's what I'm going to do for a little while tonight. Just play around with this. It's 8 p.m. So I'm just going to play around for a little while. Okay, I got it all figured out. First of all, what I did was I finished this main board and I entered the book, the last book that I had right here, which was Lucky Day. And because it was a double day, I got to count it for a second prompt over here. I also got to count Mate for a second prompt. I finished it yesterday. And so that counts in my double weekend. Also, Every Heart a Doorway I finished. And that one I finished. So I get to count it on the second board. And this is the next board. And I counted it right here at number 23. Then Little Rot I read. I need to count it. I get to count it there. And Bourbon Kings, I got to count it here. So what I'm about to do is, as you can tell over here, if you can't really see them very well, but it is all 6 of the, I forgot what they're called. They're all of these monster, I don't know, scary romances. They called it, Scary Sexy is what they called it on Amazon. Anyway, they're Kindle Unlimited, available also on audio. And so I am going to be listening to all of those probably tonight and a little bit of tomorrow. They're a little over, most of them are about an hour to an hour and a half long. There's 2 of them that are 2 hours. And everybody's saying that Hot for Slayer, which is the Ali Hazelwood, is the best one. And it's also the longest. So I'm just going to start with the shortest and go to the longest. So I'll be reading first My Boyfriends Are All Monsters, which is by Kimberly Lemming. She's the one that writes these I yeeted something. That time I got drunk and saved a human. And that time I got drunk and yeeted a love potion at a werewolf. That she writes those. So I already don't love her, that series. We'll just have to see how this little short story collection goes to do. So anyway, I got the numbers of what I could count, like the prompts of what I could count it for from the Trick or Treat-a-thon. So they should be what the right ones are. So I went ahead and put those in, and then I filled it in with the other books that I still have over here to read. And then I still had 3 more spots, 49, 28, and 20 I needed to fill up. So I don't have books for those because I'm not going to get to those books. If I can read these 6 books tonight and tomorrow, finish tonight and tomorrow, and then work on No One Leaves the Castle. I'm not going to have a ton of time for reading tomorrow, but if I can finish up these 6 books, 6 little novellas, and then read No One Leaves the Castle, I'll be really happy. And then I will move right into The Wiener Across the Way this week, and then just continue down the list like this. This is how I put the books in order like this, mostly based on how long they are, because I want the shorter ones up front. After this one, I really want to read this one. So after this one, it's just mostly based on page length. This one has to come first because it comes first in the series before this. So 202 is more than 189. I know, but that's what I did. And then 214, 243, 384, and 420. So I will probably not make it through half of these books, but if I can get these done tomorrow, and No One Leaves the Castle, I'm only counting it for one thing over here, this one right here, number 21. So I'm totally fine if it takes me until Monday to finish it. I'm not going to try to rush through it tomorrow just to be done. But that is what I have been doing for the last hour and a half, I guess, is just getting everything entered that I had already finished, which means my long walk is done. The only thing I have left to do are the bonuses. I landed on every bonus, and there are 5 bonuses, and I did one of them already. So I still have 4 bonuses to do, and I'm kind of waiting until after she does the last point reveal. And once she reveals the last set of points, then I'm going to enter all of my stuff. I'm following the rules. You don't have to enter them. You just have to enter them before the month is over. So I don't want to wait till the exact end of the month and be worried about missing it. So I'm just going to wait until after she does the scores again this week, and then I will enter them. So that is my plan for Long Walk. Otherwise, Long Walk is over. Then I finished my big board, and I finished one little board. And since I knew that I could double up all of these smaller books, I decided instead of doing another little board, it would make more sense to do a big board because they're worth more points. So I've almost gotten a bingo. The reason that the free space doesn't count for a bingo is because I'm actually going to count it for my second My Boyfriends Are All Monsters, because I get to count 2 prompts, and that's going to be my second prompt, is just the free space pick. So I'll still get 10 points for it. If I count it as a free space, I get 0 points for it. So I'm not going to count that as a bingo. I'm waiting until I get the free pick to be able to do that. Now, I've done so much cleaning and everything today. This is what my cleaning board looks like, which I've been showing on Relax and Readathon, that video that I'm trying to film. So I'm going to go over there and film the little outro for the Relax and Readathon. I think I had a really good day with it, by the way, so I hope that you enjoyed the video. It will be out after this one because I don't know when I have time to edit it, but not right now. So that's it for tonight, though. I'm going to do some reading sprints with the Trick or Treat-a-thon people on Discord to get some points for my team. And that is really it. Then I'm going up to bed to lay down and go to sleep. Ron's coming home tomorrow. I'm so excited. That'll probably be the end of the vlog. I'll show y'all when I go pick him up from the airport and he can say hi and bye. And that will be the end of that. So I will see y'all tomorrow. And it's time to say good night.
Good morning. It is Sunday, and Ron is on the plane home. He was delayed, he said he was delayed by about an hour, but he is on the plane now and should be leaving. And he's going to get here this afternoon around, well, it was supposed to be 4:30, so I'm guessing now it's going to be 5:30 our time. So I'm just waiting till he gets home. I got up. I have read 3 of the Amazon original stories. I forgot what they're all called. The scared, sexy ones. And now I'm going to read the other 3, probably without doing anything else right now. I'm just going to read the other 3, which should get me just to noon, reading them at 2 times speed. And then I'm going to have lunch and go to Laura's house, and we're going to work on our Halloween craft, Halloween costume. Me and Ron and Laura and Eric are all going to have matching Halloween costumes. So I have never done this in my life as an adult, other than match with Ron. Ron and I have done some matching costumes before, but not in a group. So I'm excited to get them all like ready to go. Other than that, I don't have anything else left to do on my to-do list for the weekend except for the floors. And I'm going to do those this afternoon. So I think I'm just going to relax here in the chair with Django and read for the morning. And that's it. Maybe play some games, maybe crochet, but mostly just lay here and read. Probably not crochet because I think I'm going to crochet at Laura's house as well, which will mean a lot of crocheting today in my hand. My hand won't do well with a lot of crocheting. So basically, the plan today is just to relax, go get Ron, do the stuff with Laura, and come home. Oh, Laura and I are filming our first video for the book that we're reading, so I do need to get to page 100 in that book, which I'm close. When am I going to do that then? Too many things to read and not enough time. I have plenty of time for the other 3 books that I have, so maybe I get to page 100 first in the book I'm discussing with Laura today. Then I go back to those 3 stories that I have left. Okay, yeah, that's a good plan. Here we go. Okay, this is mine.
Me to video you opening it?
Sure.
It's a ring piece.
It's just a bag for it? Oh. Oh, Django. Look. It's got a little dachshund on it wearing an outfit, wearing a sweater. Look. Is it you? He just smelled it. Oh, that's cute. Okay, as y'all can see, I got Ron home and he bought me a cute little puppy dog keychain. He got Wesley a first edition from Puffin, a first edition of Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. So that is very cute. Now he has got to unpack and he's got to get ready for work tomorrow. So he's doing all of that with everything that needs to be done for that one. And I thought we would do a quick check-in with my goals before I end this vlog. So the very first one was to show up at the doctor, get my results from my blood work, and make a plan from there. Pretty much my plan is that I'm doing well and I need to just continue with what I'm doing, that I have lost quite a bit of weight and I just need to keep doing that. Everything that I've been doing, I need to up the amount of cardio that I am doing. And I started taking a new medication that we're going to check up on in 3 months. So back in January, I will go back in, not back in January, I will go back in for more blood work and to test the new medication, see how that's going. My food awareness goal, which was to meal plan for every meal, has not been going well. And I'm not going to focus on that this week, but I will add some time this week to meal plan for next week. And I do have like a rough plan for how things are going to go this week. We are still planning dinners. Like that's a thing that we've always done, but I was trying to specifically plan breakfast and lunches. Those are more up in the air, but I have stuff here to make sandwiches. I have some soups here and I have eggs and things like that for breakfast. So it's just a matter of actually fixing those instead of just doing what I sometimes do, which is just grab the package of crackers. So I'm really trying to get away from that. My next goal is movement consistency. And I have definitely tweaked this. When I wrote this goal initially, I said that I wanted to do two workouts at the gym and 1 home workout. And then I didn't mention anything in here about walking. But what I have adjusted it to be is 2 days at the gym and 2 days doing a long walk. Right now it's 2.65 miles. I'm going to work on increasing that to at least be 3 miles for sure. And then slowly maybe increase either the amount of distance that I'm going or try to walk it in a faster pace. The same distance but faster. We'll see. But I'm not there yet. Right now, just being consistent with the 2 workouts at the gym and the 2 walks. So 4 days a week, I'm doing workouts. And so far, it's gone really well the last 2 weeks.
when I implemented it this way, it's gone really well. So I think I'm on a good spot for that. The next one is my phone in the bed. At a consistent time, I put my phone in jail and away from me and go to sleep. This does not happen on a consistent basis. However, I've not been tracking it to find out when it happens. I know the last 2 nights I've gone to sleep at midnight because I'm just so tired I can't stay up. So it's kind of working, but not on purpose. I don't know even what that means. But this week was also weird because Ron was gone and I was having to figure out sleeping by myself, which is always just weird in general. And so there's just things that I need to adjust with that, and really I just want to track it better. So I'm going to come up with a better way to track it on what I think is going to end up being like a digital planner for me, and we will see how that goes. Okay, next thing is stress relievers. Experiment with things that I can do to be less stressed. Well, that goes right along with the next one, which is schedule and meet with a therapist at least one time. Well, I have already had one meeting, so that goal has been met as well. And the therapist gave me some things, some exercises to practice when I'm not stressed, so that when I'm feeling stressed, I will have those ready to go muscle memory that can just trigger it and start doing those things and calm me down. So far, I haven't experienced that situation yet where I need to do that, but I have been practicing the techniques that she's given me. So that's great. My work systems, plan videos and steps for filming further in advance and check in with them every day so I don't fall behind. This is still a work in progress, but it's going really well because I am doing a batch filming. So the videos that y'all just saw this week when this comes out, these are the last ones that I have pre-planned, I guess, because this is going to be this week when this video comes out is my prep week so that next week can be batch week. So it's going really well, and I feel like the things that I had prepped ahead of time, I also had time to think about like what community post do I want to make, because I never make community posts. And on my Sims channel, I said, what gaming world would y'all like to live in? And also, what can I do about this thing that I wanted? Like, I actually asked questions and had a community post, which I have not done because I've been just constantly film and edit and post and film and edit and post. And I didn't have any time. And now I have given myself time, which is exactly what I wanted. So the work systems are still a work in progress. I'm still tweaking things about the way I want them to go and not go, but they're going really well so far. The next thing is celebrate 3 times this quarter and brainstorm ideas with the family. No, I have not done family celebrations yet. I did go to Laura's house today and we made Halloween things. I'm going to show you this picture right here, and I want y'all to guess what Halloween costume you think me and Laura and our spouses are going to dress up as. Just from this. This is part of the costume. Okay. Don't forget to put your guesses down below. But that is going to be a celebration. We're going over to Laura's house, and Wesley is going to cook some food. We're also going to take some drinks and chips, I think, is what we're in charge of. So that's what we're going to do. Then the bonus is to get stuff ready for kittens. So we did go and price a couple of climbing trees and litter boxes the other day when we went to the pet store. So that's all we've done so far. We still have 3 full weeks, maybe 4. I think it's 3 weeks before we leave to go get the cats. So we'll still be prepping what we do there. But that's it. And I can mark off the ones that are done. I cannot believe that I have completed some of the goals, which I knew going to the doctor was going to wipe out that first goal. But it just feels really good to have it done and to not have to worry about going again for a while. Like, I don't go back until January. So I do go back to the therapist next week. So that's a thing that's happening. But that's for next week, Amanda, not today. Today, Amanda is going to say bye to y'all. So what all did we do this week? I feel like this week, you know what I want you to give me is some Z's. Because I feel like this week without Ron, I have not gotten very much sleep. So put some Z's down in the comments. And hopefully this coming week, when this video comes out, I will have gotten a lot more sleep. If we had seen birds at our bird feeder, I would have told y'all to do birds. But I've not seen a single bird yet. at the bird feeder. So that is going to do it though. Thanks so much for hanging out with me this week, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.